Canola School on RealAgriculture.com is supported by Bayer Crop Science.
We've got a number of our clients that we work with are right now in holding pattern. Some of the water from the breach is just about to flow over their land, and so they're just watching and waiting to see what develops with that, how far that is going to affect them. Further north here, we also have the diversion which runs into Lake Manitoba. That is under close watch right now, and if there's any breach over there, there'll be a rapid run over across the soils there, across the land. So it's I think there's a real concern, and everybody's waiting and watching what's going to happen before they see too many acres around there.
Have you seen that play into seeding decisions?
Never before until this year. Water's always stayed within the dikes, and we've always been quite confident that we're not going to have any issues with flooding because of the portage diversion. And so we're just certainly, this is all new territory, this is all news, and it's all first time we've been, I guess we have seen this kind of volume of water coming through the portage diversion. So it's really an unknown. How do we handle it? Well, I think I think we're going to get the canola in. It's as we get past May 20th, I think statistically we start to see slight drops in overall yield potential, and that'll be the biggest challenge. I think is hopefully we don't have an early frost in the fall. That's going to create challenges with green seed and quality. But if we can get in the field in the next couple of weeks, I think overall we're still in good shape, but a couple more rains and we're really going to be looking at pushing the seeding date a lot later than what we like, and that's going to be I think a negative effect on yield. We're kind of anticipating at this point, a slight increase as we see a change in the possible soybean switch out, and some corn acres may be being switched out. Those won't be huge acres, but it'll maybe indicate there'll be a slight rise to it.
And what's the reason behind that?
Well, just primarily with our later seeding date. In the past, we've enjoyed getting to the field around the 20th to 25th of April, and right now it's May 17th, and so we're going to have definitely a later seeding date, and the ground is still wet right now in a lot of areas, so the seeding really won't get going full swing around here until maybe end of the week, possibly early next week. We're excessively saturated right now. Water table is high, and most of the ground here is at field capacity and above, and we still have standing water in some spots. Well, actually a lot of areas, and so that will need to evaporate predominantly, and as there's not much room for the ground to contain any more water, so we're a little bit over I guess you might say the water holding capacity of the ground right now. Well, the weather conditions, probably in the last 2 years, we've had some significant rain events during in-season, so we've had early planting, early seeding, but the significant moisture that we've had in the last couple of years in-season has caused a lot of, I guess, challenged the drainage issues around here. Last fall was also very wet, and so we went into the winter with saturated soils, and so this is kind of a first that we've had wet soils, excessively wet soils going into the winter, and then also with kind of delayed spring, prolonged winter. Forcing us into a later planting condition like this. We haven't had this for a long time. Yeah. Well, right now, just being out in the field and looking at a few fields just before they get planted, there's a lot of small weed seedlings that are emerging right now, so we're going to probably be looking at doing a lot of pre-seed control with glyphosate, and so once that is if we get delayed even further, we're gonna probably see the sprayers are going to be into the field before the air seeders. That's one thing we're looking at right now.